What's going on, everybody? This week we're going to be looking at the E minor pentatonic scale in the 12th position. So this position is famous with guitarists like Tony Iommi and Zakk Wylde, to name a few, which just so happened to be Black Sabbath and Ozzy Osbourne. No personal preference there, but the point is we're going to look at a few things. So we're going to talk about the scale a little bit, and we're going to then talk about alternate picking and how to apply that properly, along with probably two or three examples of how to implement that into the styles of Tony Iommi and Zakk Wylde. So here we go. Let's get this thing started. So in the 12th position, where that means we're going to be starting on our 12th fret with our index finger on the low E string. Please ignore the 7th string. For all intents and purposes, it doesn't actually exist. So if we were to go up and down the E minor pentatonic scale, now the reason pentatonics in that shape are really good workouts for your alternate picking is simply because it's 2 notes per string. So it's down, up, then we move to the next string, down, up. And it's a really good workout additionally because you're moving to the next string, which is going to be beneath the string you're currently on when we ascend, and we're up picking. So we're picking up, and then we at the same time have to go down to the next string. So again, so that was down, up, then we go down, and we want to move as fluent as possible. We want to almost in some ways make it sound like we're not picking at all, in a sense. Now there's a few ways to do that with our pick at angle and pick attack, but that's for another lesson. This week we're just going to focus on getting there. So now Zakk Wylde, and we're going to start with the trills in a way. Now the next part is going to be discussing trills, which are essentially 2 notes played really fast back to back to back to back to back, and that's accomplished using hammer-ons and pull-offs. So when you hear Tony Iommi or Zakk Wylde go like, that's a trill. Really fast hammer-ons and pull-offs together. Now that doesn't really have anything to do in that instance with alternate picking, but to get a good workout, we're going to definitely pick all of those notes. Now I like to do that 2 ways when we're picking. We can hold our pick flat. I know it's probably not the best way to show that, but we can pick down very flat like. Which a lot of people argue makes it smoother. And then you have the angled pick attack. So we're going to kind of angle it. I don't disagree with that at all. But from my own personal experience, sometimes if you pick angle correctly, it can be just as smooth. You are running a higher risk though of hitting the other strings at the same time, just because you're not flat. Okay, so that's that. Now as far as kind of like example exercises will go, Zakk's. So that's going to be an example. Another example. And when we speed that up, you know, that kind of style, you hear that a lot in his playing. Tony Iommi, though, really got me on Paranoid. And that's a different genre. That comes from different genres of playing. But we're essentially, for that example, we'll do that example 3. We're going to be going over 3 strings total using bends at the same time. And they'll probably sound more familiar when played like this. So I'm sure you've heard that somewhere along the lines before. So this month, yeah, we're going to be talking about the E minor pentatonic a lot. And how we can really incorporate that into practice routines. It's a great scale position to start off in. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. See you guys next week.